upset. Now we get into Dorit and Sutton and the alcohol. And she's like, did you ask Sutton if she was drinking, having a mojito? Yes. And you asked her if there was alcohol in it? Yes. Why? You asked her if there was alcohol in it. This is Sutton. She drinks every day. Mind you, it then comes up. Dorit says, well, didn't you, you're the one that put this out there. You were doing press in 2020 and you said that you have your first drink at 10 a.m. Then they show the Bravo website and I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, that sounds really, really familiar to me, this whole drink at 10 a.m. So I Google it, and yes, Sutton said that she has her first drink at 10 a.m. You know where that came from? That came from the Behind the Velvet Rope with David Yontef podcast. Now, they showed the little Bravo thing. If you go to the Bravo webpage, yes, I remember this at the time. At the time, it said on the Behind the Velvet Rope podcast, Sutton Stracke said that she has her first drink at 10 a.m. So it all comes back to the Behind the Velvet Rope podcast. I don't need a shout out. I'm comfortable and confident in my abilities. And let me tell you something about a shout out on the Beverly Hills reunion or a shout out on the TV. It don't pay the rent, so to speak. So you guys do you, I'm gonna do me. So basically, yeah, but that whole thing where they show that clip, I'm gonna post it. She says she drank at 10 a.m. On 4/30/2020 on this very podcast. So you're welcome, Andy. You're welcome, Evolution. You're welcome, Alex Baskin. Uh, that's because of me. So thank you, Dory, for not mentioning the podcast. And I had good things to say about you for a minute. Well, Dory, beware. That's not a threat. That's a promise. Things might be changing. Andy's rather amused, but Behind the Velvet Rope podcast. By the way, if you want to listen to that episode where Sutton said that she has her first drink at 10 a.m., which happened during our chat on this podcast, DM me. I'll send you the link, or I'll just reissue the whole damn chat with Sutton. Okay? Anyway, Sutton, it turns out you're very sensitive to this matter. If you just blew it off, it wouldn't be a thing. Dorit says Sutton even agrees that she's too sensitive. So there you go. It would be nothing. And then we get into, well, Dorit, you're not so innocent, Lisa Barlow. See, they don't give the Behind the Velvet Rope podcast credit, but they give Lisa Barlow credit. Well, Lisa Barlow said, man, Dorit has had a lot of surgery. And or man, Dorit is pretty. And Sutton says, well, it ain't hard to be pretty when you have all that surgery. And Dorit says, well, maybe Sutton should try it, basically calling her ugly. And Dorit says, that's right. Those days are over. When you hit back, I hit back harder. Earlier, Andy said, is that a threat about something? Um, and Dorit said no. And Andy said that's a promise. And Dorit said it's neither. Well, this time Dorit said that's a promise. Andy, he's so entertained by Dorit. She's like, if you hit me, I will hit back harder. And that's a promise. Those days are over, Sutton. Those days are over. Noted. Well, Andy says, you've come really far, Sutton, with everyone on the stage. But where do you and Dorit stand? And Dorit says, well, I get it. I get it. It's a sensitive issue. Look, I don't think that she'll be bringing up Sutton's alcoholic ways anymore because it was already a storyline this season. And even if she says something, it'll be cut. And she's not going to say anything because, I mean, we're not going to have the same storyline next season. So that's it, Sutton. Good news. No one's going to talk about your drinking ever again. DM me. I'll share the episode where we talked about her having her first drink at 10 a.m. on the Behind the Velvet Rope podcast. Dorit just pokes and pokes, and sometimes Sutton pokes and pokes. And might we be seeing an alliance next season between these two? I doubt it. I think Sutton's going to kiss up to Garcelle. I mean, to Kyle, now that Garcelle is gone. But basically, they say that Sutton throws tantrums and she pokes and pokes, and they ask Garcelle, and Garcelle says, yeah, she does do that. Okay. First, she's getting mad. Now she's getting really mad. These are just the foreshadows. I mean, the way it ended, of course, they're going to edit it and foreshadow and focus on Garcelle about how she's getting angrier and angrier, by the way. Erika Jane is shocked. The cameras pan over to her. Garcelle says, yeah, she does poke and poke. You're asking me? And the answer is yes. Garcelle, in her mind at this point, is saying, like, fuck Sutton. She doesn't have my back. I am not having her back. But they pan over to Erika Jane, and Erika is very shocked that one of her arch enemies, Miss Garcelle Bouvet, is not supporting her other enemy, soon to be friend. Oh gosh, Sutton is going to be friends with Erika and Kyle next season. Not Dorit, not Dorit. Oh, it's going to be good, you guys. But it's a little Erica shocked, and Garcelle Andy interrupts and says, "How are you doing, Garcelle?" And Garcelle says, "Not well, not well, bitch." Candace Bushnell and Dorinda Medley, "Not well, bitch." Another moment we talked about with a guest, Candace Bushnell, on the Behind the Velvet Rope podcast. You want to hear that one? Slip into the DMs. We'll share that one with you too. Gosh, and you want to know why I reissue old episodes? I mean, things are lost on the back feed. Who does 9 episodes a week? Who? Anyone else? Please point me in their direction, because I mean, I'm the only fucking crazy one over here doing this. Should I just do 1 episode a week and just live my fucking life? I don't know. Anyway, Andy checks in on Garcelle, and Garcelle says, "Andy, I'm pissed right now." Andy is very shocked. Pissed about what? All the girls are like, huh? Bose is like, huh? Kyle is like, what? Erica's like, is this for real? Dorit is like, oh God, here we go again. Pissed about what? Garcelle says, pissed about it all. Really? Since I've sat here on this couch, I've been annoyed, she lets us know. Then he asked a question, and she said, I don't want to answer any more questions. Now, this is when I feel that you are being rude to Andy, because if you're going to quit, look, I see this both ways also. It's kind of like I feel in that moment. It's like for everyone sitting there right now who is in a cubicle, and listen, I've been guilty of this too. You're in a cubicle, you're not going to work there anymore. You're quitting this Friday, or not even that. I work for myself now, but I have, business relationships. This person does ad sales for me. This person does this. It's kind of like when someone is your boss, you fall into that boss mojo, and you make yourself smaller to your boss. Of course, that's the job, right? You have to make yourself smaller to your boss. You have to answer to your boss. So I feel in that moment, I could just see it. Anyone else see it in Garcelle's eyes that she is just sitting there and she is just like, I don't want to answer any more questions. And Erika gasps, Kyle gasps, Bose, everyone gasps except Sutton. She's afraid to say anything at this point. But all the other ladies gasp. And it's just like, I think in that moment, I saw it in Garcelle's eyes where she's like, I think I'm going to be out of here. So Andy Cohen is just another guy in the industry. Now, he's a powerful guy. I mean, Mike White's a powerful guy. Everybody wants to be on the White Lotus. Ryan Murphy, he's pretty powerful. I mean, look, other people have gone and spoken up against Andy Cohen. Nene Leakes, Carol Raswell, Bethany Frankel, Leah McSwiney, Carolyn Manzo. She didn't sue him. She pulled him out of the room when he was in the meeting with Jeff Lewis when they were doing the show in New York. And she said, I'm going to be suing everyone, but I'm not suing you. Oh, that's so kind of you, Caroline. I would never give someone a heads up if I was going to sue them. But when she says she doesn't want to answer any more questions, it's like, oh my God, like in that moment, it just, she got it. Like, this isn't my boss. You're just another guy. And I mean, treat me well and I'll treat you well, but I don't have to answer anything. Lisa Rinna famously just did an interview with Andy where she said, I take it all back. Beverly Hills Housewives is not a sinking ship. And then she came back out and said afterwards, it is a sinking ship. I just was intimidated in that moment because it was Daddy Cohen and he was my boss for so long. And I slipped back into the trope of employee boss. And I always want to be a good employee. No, you don't. Anyway, that's the moment where I'm like, oh, she is out of here. She is out of here. So Jennifer Tilly says, the group does pile on to Sutton. She has Sutton's back, but she says, you know, I see what she means. anyway. Garcelle doubles down and says, yeah, Sutton does poke and does this. And in that moment, you could also see in her mind, because let's face it, Garcelle is over everyone. See, here's my theory. You want to know my theory about Garcelle leaving? I think a couple of things. I think, well, her and Bose, I think that underlying plays, I've said this before, I think that underlying played some part, and it's not why she left, I don't think, but I just think she was like, I am not going to be, the stereotype of you're going to edit this like black woman versus black woman next season. I'm not doing that because that's a whole bigger discussion. I have a whole career ahead of me, and she does.